When Hezbollah launches one of their rockets, and it happens almost every day, you have 15 seconds to seek shelter. Think about that for one moment, what it means. 15 seconds. Imagine you are at home, you have 3 children. Which one do you take with you first? Do you go back for the others? Do you carry your elderly parents? What if you are outside now? 15 seconds. That's it. That is our reality. Let's be clear. This conflict with Iran did not start 3 weeks ago. It was built over decades. The Iranian regime armed proxies like Hamas, funded terror, and prepared for this moment. And now we are dismantling it. Together with our American allies, Israel has carried out over 8,500 strikes targeting missile launchers, weapons production facilities, and command centers. We have destroyed key elements of the regime's command structure. We have eliminated the figures driving this aggression. We tried diplomacy for years. You know that. This council invested in negotiations, dialogue, agreements, monitoring frameworks, and the regime exploited it, delaying, deceiving, and advancing its capabilities deep within underground mountains. It always claimed peaceful intent. It claimed it was not seeking nuclear weapons. Those claims have not matched its actions. Just a few weeks ago, Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, was asked in an interview directly whether Iran has missiles with a range beyond 2,000. He answered, and I quote him directly, not 2 years ago, few weeks ago, in the direct quote, "We don't have those. We have intentionally kept the range of our missiles below 2,000 kilometers, so we don't have that capability. And we don't want to do that because we don't have any hostility against the United States people or Europeans whatsoever." That is what he told the world. And then last weekend, Iran launched missiles nearly 4,000 kilometers toward Diego Garcia, a remote island in the Indian Ocean that hosts a major joint US-UK military base, double the range they claimed. That range reaches Paris, it reaches London, it reaches Athens, Copenhagen, Riga. Member of this council, your capitals are within reach. And if it has doubled once, it can double again, from 4,000 to 8,000 kilometers. That would make it capable of striking deep into the heart of the US. The regime has the capability, they have demonstrated it, and they are prepared to use it. No one is immune, no one is out of reach. Now they are trying to blackmail the international community. It will not work, and we cannot allow it to work. Today, these missiles carry conventional warheads. Imagine what they could do if they had nuclear ones. Madam President, there is a cost to this operation for Israelis, for our neighbors across the Gulf, and for the Iranian people. It is not a cost we ignore, but it is a cost we cannot afford to avoid because the threat we are facing is existential. For weeks, Israelis have lived in and out from bomb shelters, day after day, under Iranian missile fire. Just this weekend, Iranian missiles struck civilian areas in Arad and Dimona. This is the intent of the regime, to cause bloodshed, to kill, and to destroy our people. But it is not just targeting Jews. In Bet Awa, near Hebron, 4 Palestinian women were killed in a beauty salon, struck by falling shrapnel from an Iranian missile. This regime does not discriminate. You mentioned, some of you, the holy site in Jerusalem. But we have restrictions because it's dangerous. Can you imagine having thousands of worshippers, Jews, Muslims, and Christians, together in the old city? They even fired toward the holiest sites of 3 religions in Jerusalem, the Western Wall, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Temple Mount. Thank God, no one was killed, but the intent was clear. They targeted the old city of Jerusalem. This regime will stop at nothing. Iranians themselves are paying the price. More than 30,000 protesters were killed over 2 days in January. Executions are still happening. Just days ago, 3 young men were executed. Make no mistake, but the regime is weakening. We are hollowing out its leadership structure. We are creating the conditions for the Iranian people to rise and reclaim their future. Madam President, when you are dealing with this kind of evil, this sort of radical extremist ideology, you can try to trim it. And we know we tried it with Hamas in the past. You can try to trim it from above, or you can uproot it. Uprooting is much, much harder than simply trimming, but it is the only way to actually get rid of it. Because if you only cut it back just like weeds, you know what happens? It goes back, stronger, desperate, and more dangerous. That brings me to Lebanon. For decades we were told, even in this room, just trim the weeds from above. Live with Hezbollah. Contain it. Let's do another ceasefire. Let's give diplomacy a chance. In 1993, in 1996, in 2000, in 2006, in 2023, and again in the ceasefire of November 2024, we were told the same thing. Step back, let diplomacy work, let the Lebanese government take control. Many in the international community warned against escalation. They called for immediate ceasefires and space for diplomacy. And we listened. We agreed. We came to the table. And what happened? Hezbollah, still there, filled the vacuum, rebuilt, rearmed, entrenched itself deeper. On the 2nd of March, they attack us again. We had a ceasefire only November 24, but nothing happened. They decided that they want to avenge the death of the Iranian regime's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei. No consultation with the Lebanese government, Lebanese people. That's it. One phone call from Tehran. They fire rockets, UAVs, and missiles at our people. Since the 3rd of March, more than 920 launches have come from south of the Litani River alone. And I remind you that under Resolution 1701, that number should be 0. They shouldn't be there. The Lebanese government has failed, despite their declarations, despite the fact they expelled the Iranian ambassador today. Despite everything they say, Hezbollah continues to operate freely south of the Litani, threatening our communities. Residents of northern Israel have been under constant attacks. Just hours ago, before we started this debate, Hezbollah fired 38 rockets into northern Israel. 1 woman was killed. 2 others were wounded. You don't hear about it. This is happening now, as we speak. Lebanon is being dragged into a conflict it did not choose. We want a peaceful future for Lebanon, but that cannot exist while Hezbollah holds it hostage. Madam President, let me share with you the reality we are facing on the ground in Israel today. When Hezbollah launches one of their rockets, and it happens almost every day, this is what Israelis hear. When you hear this siren, you have 15 seconds. 15 seconds to seek shelter. Think about that for one moment. What it means. 15 seconds. Imagine you are at home. You have 3 children. Which one do you take with you first? Do you go back for the others? Do you carry your elderly parents? What if you are outside now? 15 seconds. That's it. That is our reality. And many times it's not long enough. Yaron and Ilana Moshe, an elderly couple in their 70s, heard that siren last week. They follow instructions. They rushed toward the bomb shelter but the missiles struck before they could get there. They were just meters away. Their bodies were found together with a walker beside them. Yet still, we are told by some who have concerns about our operation in Lebanon to stop, to have a ceasefire, to give diplomacy another chance. We have, and every time it has failed. Not because of escalation, but because even in calm, Hezbollah rebuilt. So where does that leave us today? We cannot return to temporary solutions that guarantee future wars. We have come too far. We will ensure that Iran's terrorist proxies stop firing at our people. Madam President, we do not seek endless conflict with Lebanon. We do not want to live under constant threat. We want a different future, a stable Middle East, a peaceful Middle East, one where countries build partnerships, not proxies, where people live without fear, where alliances replace terror. That is what we are working toward. But until we get there, this is a reality. Israel reaches forward with both hands, one extended to moderate peace-seeking partners in our region, the other hammering the Iranian regime and its terrorist proxies. Thank you, Madam President.
If you have a 401k or an IRA, please listen. Gold is at record highs. What many people don't know is this: you can move part of your retirement money legally and without tax penalties into physical gold you actually own. Alpha Omega Gold helps you do this through a gold IRA. Your gold is real. It is stored safely. It is in your name. Learn more at ao.gold/stand. Alpha Omega Gold is our sponsor, and they proudly stand with Israel.